Hi, I'm George, the Weather Dad, to take a look at your upcoming Mother's Day weekend. And overall, right now, most of us, it's going to be pretty darn nice. First, though, let's take a look at Thursday as we head our way into the weekend. A little bit chilly here in the Midwest. That's because we still have a storm system producing some rain and some clouds, and that's going to keep temperatures down. But yellow reflects normal temperatures, and again, this time of year, normal's not bad. That's in the 70s right here for us in the Ohio Valley. Nice and warm along the southeast. Friday, well, we're looking at some cooler weather once again. That's because a front comes in. It's going to give us some clouds, a little bit of rain, but that's going to be pushing off towards the east, but slowly. We're not looking at a fast weather pattern right now. But once again, temperatures in the 70s, we'll take it. Better than what we had certainly last weekend. Saturday, we're starting to see a little bit more of a warm up. We start drying out a little bit. We have a storm system along the Gulf Coast. That could be an issue as we head on into the upcoming weekend. But notice the nice warm up there in the central U.S., but also very chilly up in the Pacific Northwest. By Sunday, that warm air pushes its way in. This is Mother's Day. This large area is going to look pretty nice as far as temperatures. We're probably looking at 80s, certainly up in that area, up in the northern plains. We could get close to 80 degrees right here in the Midwest. Chilly down along the southeast. That's because, again, we're looking at quite a bit of rain as well as cloud cover. And then let's jump right on in the middle of next week. Still fairly warm, but that yellow that you saw along the Gulf Coast reflecting the rain and clouds will push its way up into the Mid-Atlantic region, and that's where we're going to see quite a bit of rain. But notice the cool down off towards the west, and that's pretty typical. When you see a cold area off to the west, you're going to see a nice warm up right here in the central and eastern U.S. Precipitation for Thursday, it's going to be a little bit soggy right here in the Midwest. Great Lakes not bad, the upper plains not bad. Along the southeast could be a little wet as well. By Friday, well, you can see here we're looking at a pretty good area of low pressure. That could produce some severe weather along the Gulf Coast. Right here in the Midwest, not looking too bad for our Friday. And temperatures are going to be a little bit chillier, but again, 60s and 70s, we'll take that. And it's going to be wet as you head up into the northeast and right along the eastern seaboard. Everyone else, though, pretty darn dry. Saturday, there's that system. It's going to be a slow mover. We could be looking at flooding and also some severe weather in the southeast and also northern portions of Florida. We need this rain down in southern and central Florida. It may get there, but looks like here it looks like it's going to be a little bit difficult there on Friday. On Saturday, it slow moves towards the southeast again. Now we're starting to see a little bit more moisture working its way up into the Midwest. So we're looking at some clouds here on Saturday. But notice though, temperatures will be again warming up. So that's not too bad. And then for Mother's Day itself, there could be a few clouds around, maybe a few showers, but temperatures are going to be pretty nice. It's going to be pretty soggy along the Mid-Atlantic region, so that system along the Gulf Coast will run up just like that, and there could be, again, a lot of rain, potentially some flooding there. But remember that cool weather that we saw out into the west? There it is. That's that big area of low pressure producing lots of clouds, lots of rain, and it's also going to keep temperatures pretty darn cool as well. So there you have it. I'm George, the Weather Dad. Make sure that you think of mothers and grandmothers and expecting mothers as we head on into the upcoming weekend. Again, I'm George, the Weather Dad.